Well, good morning to you both. No, we haven't had an out-and-out explanation as to why it's happening, and we also know that some people are still experiencing problems. The majority of customers, 3 says, now have full service. However, the mobile operator says they do know of a small number of people who still cannot make calls, they can't send texts, they can't access their data. The advice at the moment is to turn your phone off and then turn it back on again. I wonder where we've heard that one before, but given that it's more than 24 hours after the problem was first discovered, could you be due a little bit of money, a little bit of compensation? Let's speak now to Martyn James, who is a consumer expert at Resolver, with a very strong stock game and suit this morning. Hi, Martyn.
Thank you, Victoria. A little bit too much for this time in the morning.
Well, why not? Why not? Push the boat out. Now, lots of people have been getting in contact with me on Twitter, and lots of people thinking, come on, don't be so ridiculous. You're without your phone for just a few hours. You surely don't need compensation, but this is a real thing. People have suffered loss in the last 24 hours.
Well, absolutely, and as you rightly say, a lot of people rushed onto Twitter and social media to talk about all of the various different ways that people were being deprived of their phone and kind of almost finding it amusing. But the fact of the matter is we've been encouraged strongly to go towards a digital economy. So a lot of banking is online, lots of people pay for things with their mobile phones. People use, I've heard lots of reports yesterday from people who couldn't buy train tickets because they use their phone contactless payment methods. A rather more serious problem that's affected lots of people is the new 2-stage authentication process when you pay for some goods and a text message is sent to your mobile phone. Now that meant that lots of people weren't able to pay for essential things, and in one case it resulted in a lady I was speaking to who was actually left stranded abroad. So there really is a serious consequence to this, particularly if you've got no way of accessing any of your funds.
Well, this is it, and also, you know, on a very basic level, you could just be stranded in a dodgy area with no way to call for help. So, you know, this has been a serious problem. If you are one of the almost 12 million people who are with the 3 network, what kind of compensation could you be eligible for?
Well, there's a couple of different variations on compensation. I should say to everybody, again, this is certainly not encouraging compensation culture. Don't get too excited. When a similar problem happened last year with O2, they compensated around 25 million of their users, from what I understand. But they actually gave them a credit for 2 days' worth of loss, just to kind of reflect kind of what they'd lost on their plans. There's no automatic right to compensation. The regulator, Ofcom, simply says you may be entitled if there's been a significant outage. But if you've had a direct impact through things that you've lost as a consequence, through not being able to actually buy something or having to pay extra money, then you can certainly complain about that. Keep your receipts, take photographs, get that proof together and make the complaint through to 3.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? I mean, some people might have missed flight status updates, they could have missed flights, all that sort of thing. So the advice is collect as much sort of evidence as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. It's worthwhile bearing in mind that in this day and age as well, we may not think about certain things that are particularly important. So lots and lots of people have easy tickets, you know, where they're automatically saved onto your phone, and they were able to access their tickets simply because of Wi-Fi problems. So do simple things like take screenshots and make sure that the codes are absolutely visible, and make sure that if you are making a complaint, you've got proof of what you've had to pay out.
So very quickly, if you're not happy with what 3 says and what 3 offers, can you go further than that?
You certainly can. I'm pleased to say there are 2 ombudsman services, both free, and it's ombudsman services for communications that deal with 3 complaints.
OK, all right. Thanks very much, Martyn. Thank you for your help. Just so that you know, this is the statement from 3. They say that they are aware that some customers are experiencing issues. Their engineers are trying to fix this. To help with the process, just to reiterate, customers should turn their phones off and on again, turn their airplane mode off and on again, which may resolve the issue. The service, they say, is returning to normal, and they expect it to be resolved over the course of today. They're very sorry for the inconvenience caused to customers. If we do get any more updates for you on that story, I will let you know. But for the moment, let's return to West